Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I've come up to a empty car park in a very quiet spot in the Trossachs. I'm in the Loch Ard forest, but it's not the part that I normally visit. I'm at the other end of the loch. I'm at the Kinlochard end, and I thought I would explore the woods up here. We've got a light shower now, and it's really adding to the atmosphere and the vibe of the area. And usually with showers like this, what happens is when they pass, you get a flood of light through, and that can make for some quite dramatic images. So, fingers crossed. Let me show you what I've found here and what's caught my eye. It's basically this foreground of these coloured ferns. There's this old gate just apparently in the middle of nowhere, and then beyond it you've got some more coloured ferns. There's just a little line of purple heather along the back there, and this tree is kind of forming a triangle with the two trees on either side of the gate, and it caught my eye. So I'm just exploring to see if I can find a possible composition. I want to make the most of these ferns on the foreground because that's what originally caught my eye. But there's also, just behind me here, they've got these hanging mosses from the branches here, and I'd love to be able to do something with them and include them. Those mosses are also hanging from this tree and that tree, so I might be able to get a little closer, see more of the gate, and include those mosses. Okay, another slight and subtle change. I got a little closer to the gate and I noticed I quite liked the light, the way the light was hitting the side of the gate and the post and those mosses which were catching my eye. I've just lost the light again. But essentially that was the shot, and what I did was I've gone vertical. I'm as wide as I can go at 16mm, and I've taken a shot from about here all the way across to here and down to include these ferns in the foreground. And yeah, it looks reasonably okay. I have to be careful not to burn the sky here, and when the sun was out, the area where the heather is was burning out slightly, so I had to be careful of that. I did do it all in one exposure though, so hopefully I'll be able to recover any shadow details in post-processing. But yeah, I quite like that. Okay, right, well I took a couple of shots of that old gate. Definitely not the sort of thing I'd normally shoot, but I quite liked it. Not seen us all. Just what we need. I think it's going to be one of those days where the light just comes and goes, and that is perfect for photography, isn't it? Ooh. Now I like this tree. I don't know if you'll be able to see that just now, but there's some lovely texture on the bark. And I think if we got any direct light on that bark and those foreground ferns, and then coupled with the path disappearing off into the distance, then I think that would make for quite a nice little image. I might set up and wait for a couple of moments. Okay, I've framed up this shot, and we literally are now just waiting in the hope that we get some direct light. I've got to say at this point I'm not particularly confident because while I was setting up, what happened was we did get a little burst of light through, and it fell here on the foreground and then hit that green foliage in the background, but actually completely missed the tree and these ferns. They were all left in darkness. So we might not actually get it. It's possible. There's a lot of trees off to the right there, so it's possible that the direction of the sun is being obscured by something on that little hill. And now we have more rain. I might just grab this as a kind of moody shot then, so if we're not going to get any direct light anywhere, I might just try and grab the shot. I'll probably go from that composition, which is what I had in mind, to one a little bit more like that, so we've got the path running straight down the centre of the image with that tree that I was interested in just off to the side. Yeah, not sure that worked. I think we needed the direct light for that, and it just wasn't for showing, so I've moved on. There are some wonderful old trees on this side though, look at this. And I've just spotted this rock face in amongst the trees there. I'm wondering if there's a shot could be made with using that, because that really breaks up the mossy fern covered foreground, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm going to head over there and see if there's a shot there using that rock face. Okay, what I've done here is I've framed up a vertical shot where I'm using this rock, the rock face that caught my eye, these trees disappearing off up into the ridge there. And if I go wide enough, we can also include some of these trees down here. Now, as you can see, we're still in darkness, but hopefully what you can see as well is just through there, we've got some golden light starting to hit the other side of the loch. And my hope is that that's going to sweep this way and illuminate this scene. And I think that's got the makings of quite a nice shot if it does. So I'm just going to stand here in the rain and wait and hope that we get a little sunshine on this scene. Right, while waiting for the rain to drop down and also for the sun to appear again, I've actually changed my mind a little bit about the composition, and I've gone for something more like this. Now I'm in horizontal orientation, and the reason for that is I kind of like this grouping here of three trees. I want to include more of this tree that's hanging over an angle. I'm still including the rock. I've now got this little thorn bush here as well, and I'm still including the rocky background. I'm focusing here on the boulder, so I want the rock to be the kind of main subject, if you like, but this woodland scene behind it is the backdrop in which we're placing the rock. And I think if we get a little light, this, depending on where the light hits obviously, because if it doesn't hit the rock but it hits the background, then it's going to draw the eye over there rather than to the rock. But if we were to get some light on that rock, I think this could look very nice. Right, it may just be my imagination, but it does feel as though it's getting a little brighter again, and there's just a little hint of colour starting to appear down here again and in the trees over here. It's still raining, but the rain has died down a little, and I've noticed that the exposure times are getting faster, which presumably does mean that there is more light around. So with a bit of luck, we're about to get a little patch or two of light through the scene. You ever get one of those days where you actually don't care if you get the shot or not? It's just good to be out. Definitely needed this. Rain's coming on again though. Don't think we're going to get any light. I'm going to shoot it without the light anyway, and I might be able to turn it into a kind of moody woodland scene. It would have benefited from some direct light, I know that that's the case, but that is what it is, right? We don't have any direct light, but it is a nice scene, so I'm just going to shoot it, I think, and then we'll move on. Give it another 5 minutes though, just in case. No, the rain got heavier. I just thought it's a kind of return route. I've got to come back this way. So what I'm going to do is continue down and hope that when I come back this way, the light's slightly better. Typical. Brilliant sunlight in the general direction where I was. The joys of landscape photography. Yeah? Okay, I've come down to the water's edge. Just step out into the loch a bit. Just looking for potential compositions. I see we've got some reeds and what looks like some lily pads down there. So I'm really just looking for either a natural frame, like the overhanging trees, or a foreground element, or possibly both, because we have an overhanging branch there and the reeds and the lily pads beyond. I wonder if it's possible to get a shot there. Let's go find out. Right, perhaps not an overhanging branch, because in order to get to the reeds you have to go under that branch, so you can't really include it. But we do have a fallen log, which forms an interesting leading line, drawing the eye up to the reeds and the longer reeds in the background. I'm just not entirely sure there's a shot there, but it's certainly got potential. So I'm going to have a look around, see if I can find a possible composition where I can utilise this fallen log, these reeds, the lily pads in here, and then the trees beyond. Before I forget, if you like this part of the world, the Trossachs in Loch Lomond National Park, then you might be interested to know that I'm running a group workshop here in late autumn. It's going to be for maximum 4, maybe 5 people at a push, and we're going to do a little bit of woodland photography, some waterfalls. We're going to do a sunset and a sunrise shoot, and we're going to try our hands at some red squirrel photography as well. So if that sounds like the sort of thing you'd like to do, it's a full day workshop, and details will be in my newsletter and also on my website, and I'll leave a link below to both. So limited space. If you're interested in doing it, drop me a line, let me know. Right, I found this boulder field which is actually breaking up the foreground quite a bit, and I'm thinking might actually make for quite an interesting shot. Okay, right, I'm down in the water. I came down to shoot all those boulders and I did do that, but then I noticed that we've got some nice reflections over here, so I started to grab a couple of shots of the reflections. Yeah, I can never remember which of these two islands are the crannog. I believe it's this one, the smaller one. And I think that's actually a natural island. So that little island was man-made. It's incredible, isn't it? I've just noticed here we've got a line of rocks leading out, so that could well prove to be a very interesting foreground leading line, drawing the eye out to the scene beyond. Right, what do you make of this composition? I've shot this pretty much from here, so you're using this line of boulders to draw the eye up to the island in the background there. And I've gone a little wider, so you do have the crannog, but it's kind of merging with the hillside, to be honest, so unless we get any direct light on that, I think that's always going to be kind of merged with the background. But I do like this leading line of rocks. It's got a little bit choppier, but we did have some nice reflections there as well. What I might do is get a little lower, get the rocks almost taking you right up to the island, and then I'll throw the 10-stop neutral density filter on and take a very, very long exposure, smooth out the waves and give it a kind of surreal, otherworldly feel. Yeah, it looks nice. I'm waiting because we have got some direct sunlight on this hill here, and I'm hoping that that's going to sweep across and light the island. It does look as if it's starting to, and I think that might help that island stand out from the background if we get a little bit of direct light on it, a little bit of yellows and greens showing through. So I'm just taking multiple shots here in the hope that we catch it with just a little hint of light on it. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I like that. I'll take another couple of shots where we've got the light, and I think that'll be it. Yeah, beautiful. That's worked. I'll pop on the screen just now. Okay, right. I'm heading back now towards the path, I hope. Going to make my way back. It's a few miles back to the car, so I'm going to make my way back that way. And the hope is that one or two of those locations that I saw on the way here are now catching the light, and we can try again. Fingers crossed. As luck would have it, heading back and it's clouding over again. Looks like it's going to rain again. So I might not actually get any other shots. So just in case, I'll do my sign out just now. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give us a little thumbs up and like and subscribe, all that stuff. If you haven't already subscribed for my monthly newsletter, there's a link below. And also, I'm not sure when this will go out, but if this is going out before the midnight on the 31st of August, then that's your last chance to get a discount on the 2026 calendar. There's a link in the description as well. And if you'd like to know more about the workshop that I'm planning for this area, then drop me an email. There's a link in the description. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Just bye. Yeah. No light today for this scene. Oh well. Head back towards the car, I think.